All of our billionaires became billionaires because of partnerships. White billionaires became billionaires because of ownership. You seen what happened with Ye. They could take a partnership away. Now you're not a billionaire anymore. You see what happened with Diddy. You can't take Elon Musk because it's ownership. He has ownership in the company. It's in the stock market. There's 5,000 companies that's on the stock market. 7 are black. 7 out of 5,000.
Yeah. And that's a decrease. It used to be 12.
They did sever ties with Ye, but they still had to pay him out.
No, but I'm saying he lost his billionaire status because it was tied to Yeezy brand, right? And Yeezy brand was Adidas. So he owned 100% of Yeezy, but it was really nothing without Adidas. It's not like he had $1 billion and he's just swimming in it like Scrooge McDuck. Like, it goes by the valuation of your company. So they could devalue your company at any given time. Now they take away $600 million overnight. This has happened 2 times in the last 4 years with black people. Because, like I said, our billionaires are not billionaires from ownership. Our billionaires are billionaires from partnership.
I agree with you 100%. The only reason I don't like using those 2 examples, because they made poor choices.
No, a lot of people make poor choices. Donald Sterling, he made poor choices, but
Lost
he got richer.
And made more money.
That's what I mean.
Got richer.
He can't sell it, but that's what I mean. Like, that's the
you
same
can't
thing.
sell what you don't own.
But Ye sold his portions of Yeezy.
No, you can't sell.
Remember when he had all of the backlog with Adidas and they had to still use him?
The merchandise.
Yeah, they still had to use
but
him.
I'm talking about the actual equity in the company. You can't sell what you don't own. You got a licensing deal. It was a learning experience, right? It's all a facade.
Why is it that rich white people do not have to show off their wealth the way black people do? I'll tell you why. Non-Africans, white, brown, yellow, or red, they are preoccupied with the accumulation of power, not materialism.
Got you.
Black people are preoccupied with the accumulation of materialism. We want things. They want power. That's number 1. Number 2, the Caucasian, the Asian, the Arab, they were never stripped of their self-respect. So they don't have a need. If he's worth $1 million, I may not see it.
Right.
If you worth $1 million, I'm going to know you got money.
Yeah.
He might be 10 times richer than you.
Yeah.
I won't even know. You want to know why? His identity never went through the historical assault that your identity went through. You are on a never-ending quest to prove that you are somebody. So wherever you go, you got to show I got money. Right. You got to show I got status.
Right.
He don't have to do that. You want to know why? Right. Him being white is enough to come into a room with. You being black is not enough for you to come into a room with.
Right.
Your blackness is not enough to safeguard your honor.
Right.
His whiteness is.
Right.
So whenever you show up, you got to show up with shit all on your body because you don't have no worth without it. Your worth is all in what you own, and that's dangerous. There's a big difference between having and knowing. There's a big difference between doing and being, and we got to get back to knowing and being.
Quick public service announcement. The average net worth of a white family is $171,000. The average net worth of a black family is just $17,000. And the average person watching this video did not know that shit. And that's what I be talking about when I say systemic racism.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
A lot of times, you know what would be the difference between white parents and black parents?
What's that?
White parents, they see their kid win, and a lot of times they already been successful in life. They got good credit, they got their house, they got their
nice car, so they're not expecting anything.
They're not expecting anything. You try to buy them a nice car, they like, Billy, I got a Bronco. You worry about you, Billy. Don't do it.
Right.
You're a black family. Everybody made it. Now you got to buy your sister a car, your mama a house, your mama a car, your 2 brothers a car. For you even do anything for yourself, you already $1 million in the hole. Now, you got to help them maintain the shit that you bought them that they can't afford.
Yep.
So now you bought your sister the Benz. Now she need brakes. The $3,000. She can't afford the brakes, so now she done rolled the rotors off them. Now it's $8,000.
You ain't lying.
So
you got to get them something they can upkeep.
So now Everything is coming back to you. You like, damn, wait, hold on. I did this. I put y'all in this. I did y'all this. I did y'all. This shit still coming back to me.
Right.
Then it's cool when the money's pouring in.
What happens when it stops?
Because, man, I just got 150 tonight. I'm getting 150 tomorrow. I'm getting, don't worry about sending it. But when that shit slow up, now is the issue.
Yes.
It's like, I've been doing this shit for 3 years, 4 years. Y'all ain't established nothing yet.
My kids ain't got to sell no drugs. They ain't got to hustle.
But it's not about that, bro. Listen to me.
I'm like,
white people,
white families can do
because
that.
they teach their kids different. They understand what they know. It's not that.
Factor.
It's maybe, but they understand financial literacy a little bit different. Their household shit is spoken about a little bit. Yes, in our household, we talk about getting money and spending money. We don't talk about building businesses and none of that type of shit. You want the type of shit? So we doing what we know how to do. Take care of our kids. Show them niggas what this shit is like. Yo, we got this, we got this, we got that. They not doing. They doing it different. They getting money too.
Right.
But they showing the kids a little bit way of how this money goes and how to make this money flip and how to make the money work for yourself. They buying houses. They understand what buying houses is. They got business. They understand owning businesses. You understand? Cause they got more computer mastering than we do. They got the access is different and shit like that. That starts with the color and shit like that. But besides that, the household. You heard?
It's like them.
And it's not all.
But that money belong to too, though. Let's keep it real. Them kids is living in penthouses and all that, spending daddy money till they 30.
No, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people like that. But but when you talk about the white household in general, their lessons are way different than the black household, and that's the difference. 100%. What was being taught in our household? Selling drugs, getting sneakers, getting money.
In which
all they had was jobs. All they had was jobs.
What did we see?
Okay.
You heard, like,
and what we see is what we was learning.
Taught something, but
I'm gonna tell you,
that's what we learned.
Privilege and white privilege is different, bro.
Nah, I understand.
Even how we talk about privileging our sons, nobody privileged. We didn't have privileges before us.
Privilege, bro.
They come from that lineage of that. They come from a lineage of we own this house. We didn't come from it. All of us living in here housing projects.
I wanted to ask, why is I get that part, but the mentality of
lineage too. That's how you say that.
The mentality of
We are so thirsty for validation because we never had it that we would rather have the fame than the fortune. And this is why you have so many famous black musicians, famous black artists, famous black inventors who are not doing well economically or are not as economically astute as they should be. You want to know why? I would rather the world know my name than me be a billionaire and nobody knows who I am.
Yeah.
One of the biggest differences between black money and white money would rather remain anonymous. Black money wants everybody to know its name. Rich people don't operate on ego. They operate on a very clandestine level. They will sit right next to you at McDonald's. You don't even know that's one of the richest men in the world. Let a black man be worth $1 trillion. He's gonna drive around in the biggest, most expensive looking car with the biggest chain around his neck. You see that? We are financially immature as a people. We almost behave like overgrown infants and toddlers who have not been taught how to handle anything. And if you can't handle your money, you damn sure not gonna be able to handle power. And that's what we're supposed to be focused on. We need power, not the money. The only thing you can do with money is give it away. With power, you control behavior. Power is the ability to force someone who doesn't want to do what you need them to do it. Black people need power. All we got is money. And guess what? Our richest people have the least amount of power.
Okay, guys, listen. Let me tell you the difference between being rich in Africa and being rich abroad, being rich in the United States. When people say you're rich in Africa, bro, you really get the money. You're rich. Everything you pay cash. House cash, cars cash, your cell phone cash. No credit score, no loans. The government don't give you no loans in Africa. So when people say you're really rich in Africa, you rich, bro. You get the money. Not be say shoot bird, mama fly. But when people say you're rich in Europe or you're rich in the United States, you don't own nothing in the United States. You not get anything to your name for abroad now. Your car is every month's payment. Your house is mortgage, you pay, but you don't pay, they come get it. So it's a different flex when people say you're rich in Africa, you rich, but you rich abroad, now you pay. You don't own nothing, the government own you. You're not going nowhere until you finish paying. If you do anyhow, you see anyhow. You do anyhow, they take them back from you. Your cell phone, you they pay small. Your car, you they pay small. Your house, you they pay small. If you not pay finish, you can't take them overnight. They go report that thing. So please, if you hear people say he's rich in Africa, that motherfucker is rich for real. Then if you hear them say he's rich in the United States, he don't own nothing. He pays every fucking month. And if he don't pay, they go take that bitch. I'm telling you. So it's a different flex when people say, I'm rich in Africa, I'm rich abroad, I'm rich in the United States. You don't own nothing abroad, you don't own nothing in the United States. You pay when you stop paying, they take it. But in Africa, everything that you own is in your fucking name, bitch. It's in your name. Nobody take that shit from you. No motherfucker come to you and say, let me have it. That's your money. That's your thing.
Black money and white money do not behave the same. That's why you'll never find a filthy rich white man marry a poor white woman.
That's
you
right.
will never find a filthy rich white man marry a poor white woman. Never. But a filthy rich black man, his ass can't wait to get the brokest snow bunny in Liberty City and make her the mother of his kids.
You drink too much coffee. You shouldn't buy that fancy phone. You don't know how to budget. That's why you don't have any money. Maybe you've heard these reasons for why you're struggling to get by. People of color hear them all the time. They are lies. To understand this struggle in America, we have to look at the role of race in our economy. For people of color in the US, the root of our financial insecurity stems from institutional racism and white supremacy that has existed since the founding of this country. Let's start with homeownership. Buying a house is supposed to be the way middle-class Americans build wealth. Of course, these days, many Americans are struggling to make this dream come true, and for people of color, it used to be practically impossible. And that was by design. Starting in the 1930s, Black people in this country were systematically denied the opportunity to purchase homes because of a racist scheme called redlining. Majority Black and brown neighborhoods were literally colored in red and shut out of home loans. The past plagues us today. 60% of those redline communities remain low-income minority neighborhoods. Housing is just one bit of institutional racism that hinders the ability of people of color to build wealth. The racial wealth gap is enormous. And when I say wealth, we're not talking about being rich. Wealth is what you own, your house, car, savings, or business, minus what you owe. Credit card debt, student loan debt, fines, etc. Getting things you can own, like a house or something that grows in value over time, like education, is often a result of what your parents are able to help you with. And in the case of many people of color, our parents aren't able to contribute much financially, if at all. Over generations, Black and brown families become shut out from acquiring the cornerstones of wealth. And that's how we get situations like this today. For every $100 in white family wealth, Black families hold just $5.04. Another one. Even when Black and Latinx households earn a solidly middle-class income, they accrue just a fraction of the wealth of white households. Black and Latinx families headed by a college graduate have less wealth than families headed by white high school dropouts. Hopefully you're starting to understand how shaming people, especially people of color, for a cup of coffee or a nice dinner out is ludicrous.
Sean Combs and Bill Cosby need to somehow come together and do some sort of a civil suit. They might got to squeeze R. Kelly in there somehow, because they, in my opinion, someone needs to show that there is a pattern of punishing rich Black men for crimes that are barely being proven, if proven at all, while white men get off. Look at Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon was accused of crimes worse than Puff. Vince McMahon ain't been to jail yet, Art. He ain't been to jail yet. You know why? Because him and his wife gave Donald Trump a $25 million campaign contribution year before last. And he had more egregious crimes than Puff. And who else? Mike Jeffries, who was arrested the same month Puff was arrested. Mike Jeffries of Abercrombie and Fitch, he has 16 counts against him.
16-count federal indictment. Puffy only had 3. But guess what? They gave Mike Jeffries a $10 million bail, let him go on home, and they locked Puffy up with no bail, claiming Puffy was too dangerous. Well, if Puffy was too dangerous to be free, Mike Jeffries was too dangerous to be free, and we know Vince McMahon was too dangerous to be free. I believe that the black celebrities who are constantly being accused of sexual abuse and assault, they need to come together, because this is clearly showing a double standard between rich black men and rich white men.
Did you know that white people in the United States have 10 times the wealth of black people? Black people have been locked out of opportunities to build wealth in the United States. Now, a lot of people think this is because black people have not had access to home ownership. However, this is not true. Black people have long had access to home ownership, yet the racial wealth gap has only increased. The rates of black home ownership in the United States doubled between 1940 and 1970. Black people even had access to federally subsidized mortgages in the aftermath of the Second World War. Despite increasing numbers of black homeowners, the racial wealth gap has only increased. Why is this the case? The reason for this is that as black people have moved into and bought homes in neighborhoods, white people have left these neighborhoods, and then the city, state, and federal governments have stopped investing in these neighborhoods in ways that would allow them to flourish. Whereas white neighborhoods receive great schools and good amenities, black neighborhoods have primarily received investments in the form of policing and prisons. The decision to send police officers to black communities instead of investing in schools, community centers, drug treatment, and violence prevention means that home values in those neighborhoods have stagnated. Since homes in black neighborhoods have not increased in value as rapidly as homes in white neighborhoods, homeownership for black people has not helped to close the wealth gap. The solution to the racial wealth gap lies not solely in increasing access to homeownership for black people, but in investing in black communities in ways that allow these communities to flourish.